Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today, as you guys can see up on the screen, we are going to be talking about Aptx. This is ticker symbol APTX. This is a stock that really had a very strong day. It's had a strong week. It's had a strong month. It is slowly but surely, it's had a lot more and more people talking about it, trying to figure out what exactly is going on with this company. What do they do? Why is it having such good days and weeks and months? As you can see here, today it closed up just 9%, not just 9%, it closed up 9%, but intraday it was up way more. This was up, you know, like 30, 40, 50% at certain points throughout the day. It opened around 380. It was up as high as like 460 throughout the whole week. It started the week at 262, closed in 350. So seems to have a lot of upward momentum right now, closing the week really strong, even though it kind of teetered away from its, you know, intraday high. Still a very good day, week, everything. So we're going to be talking about what's going on with the Aptx and what maybe the future has in store. Definitely make sure you guys do drop a like on this video. I'd appreciate it a ton. Helps out the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. With that being said, here we go. So just first up, what is Aptx? What is Aptx? Just for people who may not know, obviously it's a smaller stock. The market cap is around 238 million. So we're talking a very small company. Don't expect many people to know about it, know what they do, anything like that. But as Yahoo Finance states, Aptx Inc. is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company focusing on the discovery, development, and commercialization of novel, proprietary, and synthetic small molecules for the treatment of brain and nervous system disorders. And again, this stock has been really ripping recently, even over the course of the last month, you know, 250 all the way up to 350, and again throughout this week it saw even higher highs, upwards of $4. A lot of good stuff going on. Now throughout the year, this stock has been very volatile. It's been really everywhere, with a 52-week high of 647 and a 52-week low of 230. So definitely a ton of volatility, definitely a ton of risk, but with risk, high risk comes high reward. There might be something good there. There might be, you know, some potential moves to be made if you're buying dips and catching some of these big run-ups. But definitely each big run-up seems to be followed by some big falls as well. So this is something to be watching out for, something to be careful of. But that's just kind of par for the course with $200 million market cap stocks. Things are going to be going up and down. You know, definitely not for the faint of heart. Definitely not for somebody who's going to be checking it all the time and scared of some dips. But people who have been buying some of these dips have definitely seen some big gains. So Aptx, this is from Stocks Telegraph. They talk about the fortuitous gains. The surge in value of this company's equity comes despite a lack of significant news or recent developments. That seems like it's been happening a ton with a lot of the stocks we're talking about recently. That would explain the overnight skyrocketing of the stock. With the meme stock phenomenon that rules the stock market in the past week, it's possible that the movement stems from a coordinated effort by retail investors to execute a short squeeze. Could be another kind of, you know, pump and dump situation like we talked about with Citadel yesterday, or it could just be a stock that has a lot of upward momentum right now and people are getting more and more eyes on, because again, with small market cap, they can make big jumps, they can explode, they can take big rips on pretty low volume and not off a ton of news. So they do reassure though that they're in a solid liquidity position. In their financial reports for the first quarter of the fiscal year 2021, Aptx reported a comfortable liquidity position with $150 million in cash and cash equivalents. So that is great to hear. It's an increase of it increased from 141 million as of December 31st, 2020. So that's good to hear. You know, they have some cash on hand, they have cash equivalents, they have solid liquidity in place. So, you know, some of these penny stocks, smaller companies, maybe at risk of bankruptcy, maybe don't have as good of a balance sheet, but not necessarily a short-term or immediate concern for Aptx. Collaboration revenue for the first quarter of the fiscal year 2021 came in at 1 million, an improvement from 800,000 reported for the same time period of the prior fiscal year. So revenue is increasing. That's not a crazy big jump year over year, but it is definitely going in a good position. The company's revenue generated from its research collaboration with Allergan, a subsidiary of Abbvie, and Abbvie is a very big company in this space, so that is definitely a good collaboration to have in place and definitely adds some legitimacy to what Aptx is doing. R&D expenses were a reported 10.3 million for the first quarter of 2021. That's down from the same period the prior year. So in some ways, revenue collaborations are increasing, R&D expenses are decreasing. That's definitely some good news here for Aptx, and the future outlook, armed with solid liquidity that will see the company through the next several quarters. Aptx is poised to push for the commercialization of its pipeline candidates. The company is keen to continue its trajectory of success and capitalize on the recent gains in equity value to ensure further organic growth. So at least Stocks Telegraph sees a very, very positive outlook for Aptx. Again, this is just, one company, one website, whatever. And I'm not trying to give you any financial advice or tell you that you need to, load the boat on Aptx or anything like that. I'm just kind of presenting the news, the stories, and letting you guys know about the big stocks that are moving big and people are talking about in the stock market, pretty much every day. I've been going daily for the last about a week or so now. But that is everything you need to know about Aptx. Again, the future looks like it could be bright. The company's not in a terrible position, but again, with penny stocks in the short term, really anything could happen. So, personally, I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. I think this is an interesting one. I think a lot of the stuff looks good. I think the recent graph looks good. It's in an upward trend. It's in an upward trajectory, but it's not at all-time highs or anything like that. So it shouldn't be crazy overvalued, but, I'm definitely not loading up in a super, super big position or anything like that at this time. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about Aptx? Are you interested? Are you buying in? Are you staying away? Do you have some concerns? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!